Dear ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andrei Shevchenko. On behalf of Mediacentru Ukraine team, I greet all of the journalists who share with the world the details of our fight for freedom. Today we have here Olha Kovalchuk, police captain, head of the Department of Juvenile Prevention at the Crime Prevention Directorate of the main Directorate of the State Police of Ukraine in Lviv region. We will discuss the September 1st and start of the school year and safety precautions for school children. Ms. Kovalchuk, could you please share some details about September the 1st in 2022 under the martial law? Greetings and good afternoon. This year's September the 1st will be, and the beginning of the school year will be slightly different from what we were used to. We have recommendation to avoid mass events, to avoid risks for safety. So this year we have such a police recommendations to avoid the so called honorary gatherings or celebrations dedicated to the beginning of the school year. We also know that schools were delegated lots of independency and independent decision making in terms of their safety measures and implementation. How would that look like in practice? What do you expect to happen in schools? Probably we don't expect to see the mass gatherings of kids and pupils. As far as we know, the local education departments decided against the mass celebrations. Probably only the first year kids would be attending offline for introductory class. So we will have minimum of offline activities because unfortunately the enemy doesn't follow any rules or any humanitarian laws. We also understand that some events or celebrations could be postponed. Yes, this could be postponed, and we avoid sharing the information or announcing the event's dates. So maybe it's better to keep this a secret. Teachers, kids, and parents only to know. Any recommendations you could share about the September the 1st or all of the process of the year? September the 1st, well, uh, should any events or celebrations happen, uh, as far or as possible, try to keep this information not public, maybe in closed groups, Telegram channels, or messengers. These are the only closed channels where you could channel this information. So parents group and teachers parents groups only. Try to keep this information in wraps or very confidential. And should any celebratory events happen, keep and follow all of the security measures. Be aware of the air raid alerts. Follow recommendations of teachers and directors. Do we have any questions from the audience here? My name is Nina Sokach, Partizahine channel. Do I understand correctly that the overall and universal recommendation to all of the educational institutions in Lviv and region is to avoid celebration September the 1st, but if a school is independent in its decision making, they could still implement or do the celebration. We recommend to avoid any events, but maybe any institution could make a decision on their own. But I think we are all conscious of threats, and I think they will follow the recommendation and avoid those mass events activities. Will the police force increase the patrols in the educational institutions where the administration decided to hold the celebration? Will the, well, starting from the all-out intervention and we still follow more intensified means. So September the 1st is just another day where we intensify, improve the safety measures, especially for kids. So maybe yes, there will be a representative of police force allocated to every school to monitor the security nearby the school and within the school. At some places we will increase the patrol force because we have the both patrols that are patrolling on the cars or on foot, so we will focus even more on the safety and security. My last question, before the start of the school year, at those schools where they decided to conduct offline education formally, did you actually check those conditions? So the police forces, including the emergency services, yes, we checked all of the educational institutions, and as far as I know, the results we presented already. I won't provide more detailed information, but yes, all of the schools were checked, and not only schools, but any other educational institutions. But right now we're talking about school children, so yes, all of the schools were checked. And to continue with this question for online viewers in Lviv, the basic recommendation was offline format of education, um, and every school was checked in terms of the shelter availability, and the rule of 500 meters range is implemented, that every school should have a shelter within 500 meters, and every a student and teacher need to know where it is located. My question is, how did the work of juvenile police and in terms of prevention changed under the martial law conditions? Because of course the routine of our kids changed a lot. Well, once again, that's probably a repetition, but that's intensified patrolling for every policeman, policewoman. For us, this is also additional monitoring and control over the schools, especially those that decided on the offline education. That's increasing the possibility of this offline format, communicating with kids, checking whether all of the safety rules and measures are being followed, interviewing kids in terms of that. Maybe the allocated police officer could check during the air raid alert how do the standards and safety measures are implemented during the alert, whether all of the requirements are met, how do teachers react, how do teachers lead and help kids into the shelters. So they will personally check that, especially for schools that decided on the 100% offline education. We communicated with every headmaster and deputy for them to have a direct contact to the police officers. Right now, these are the staff of our juvenile prevention, for them to have direct phone contact and solve any challenges that could occur. If we have no other questions, we will finish the briefing here. This was Olha Kovalchuk, Police Captain, Head of the Department of Juvenile Prevention at the Crime Prevention Directorate of the main Directorate of the State Police of Ukraine in Lviv region. Thank you for joining. That was the last briefing for